Hello and welcome to a very exciting patch notes recap. This time we have 0.1.1 patch notes. This has been a long time coming after the holiday break and everything. Last week we've had Jonathan and Mark sit down with Gazi and Darth Microtransaction to do a little bit of an interview and video about the patch, what's going on in the patch and such. And here are finally the patch notes, which are huge, but I have made a little bit of a recap for the most important pieces of information. If you want the full patch notes, feel free to click down to, like, in the description, there's going to be a link for the full patch notes, but without further ado, let's go to patch notes. For Endgame Changes that we have here, it's exactly as they've said in the vid. 4 new tower maps and revamp to Lost Tower, so that's going to be a bit more exciting. Arbiter of Ash at first, and the rest of Pinnacle bosses are going to follow suit, is going to have up to 6 portals. Everyone is going to use a portal when they come in, and when you respawn, everyone's getting respawned and such. How is that going to work with party? We are still going to see, but if you leave the map, you are forfeiting the encounter. So the only way of leaving is by death. Now, next one is Citadel spawn closer and visibility is improved. It's closer to the starting area of the ziggurat. And you will have like a little flame, a white flame in the fog of war to see where citadels are. So once we open up our atlases, we hopefully would see a little bit more of citadels. Overseer tablet is a new type of tablet, which is a map boss tablet that has map boss modifiers, drops from map bosses, but general good thing. What is going to happen with Irradiated? I don't know. Anyways, map changes, checkpoints in maps, good change. Minimum 3 rares in maps. Sometimes maps had 1 rare depending on the size and whatnot, so minimums increased. Map biomes on hover, very good for the biome node. Map spawn more things, more chests, monsters, essences, shrines, and whatnot. Hideout maps have more monsters, so now it's finally worth doing them more than once. Untainted Paradise has 4x more monsters, so 100% more, which spawn 100% more. For some odd reason that's quadruple, but they said quadruple, 4x more. Maps have higher chance to contain bosses, so now it's 1 in 4, not like it was a little bit before. And we can zoom out more, not by using escape, scroll wheel and such. Reduced visual clutter in maps, which includes on-death effects and player visual effects, and Waystone tab coming soon TM. For mechanics, we have Simulacrum drops more splinters, Delirium monsters are no longer untargetable when they appear from the actual Delirium mirror, and breaches small chests are reduced slightly, so from breaches themselves. So it's about 15%. 15 or 20. 15. Skill changes. Supercharged Slam, 3 meters, max radius, which is a nerf. Scavenged Plating got a buff. Quarter Lightning Bolt is now greater, and that greater cannot trigger subsequent if the first one was a crit. 3.5 damage versus regular Lightning Bolt that comes on staves and stuff. Skills socketed in meta skills can no longer gain energy, and Temporalis cannot reduce cooldown of skills under 100 ms. Monster changes. Monsters have gotten pretty significant changes, but in general they have received nerfs, visual clarity, and Detonate Dead off-screen effects and such have been improved as well. So, reduced range on DD, Meteor, Storms, visuals improved, general monster nerfs and readjustments. Tornado Bird in Ultimatum deals less damage and slower ramp up. More telegraphing and visual clarity, especially on death effects. General changes. We have migrations are back from SSF to trade. Strong boxes, faster spawns, less foggy, and monster markers for the strong boxes, exactly what I've wanted. And the mods are now slower to to start those spiky ones and lightning storms and such. Charms play an effect when used, and there's charges number on the charges themselves, either number of use or number of actual charges. Runes can be now finally overwritten, which is awesome change. Quality flasks can be salvaged now, and you will get glassblower baubles, I suppose, for them. Armor buffed by around 15%. Omens spawn a lot more in rituals now, so that is going to probably reduce their price, and we can finally see some crafting in the game. Reduced chance for less desirable item mods like accuracy on weapons, and this also is now on tier 5 weapons for like crossbows, bows and such. Now we can finally see attack speed, so that's fixed too. Load times have been vastly improved, it seems. Alva Gambler in Hideout has been enabled, so you don't have to go to Ziggurat encampment. And out of range minions respawn next to 2 players, so minion players rejoice. Attack in place for WASD fixed, so no longer stutter stepping. Now, unique item changes, there has been a silly amount of these, so I'm not going to list all of them. If you want to read them, feel free to check them in the description below if your unique has gotten nerfed and such, but mostly what I've read is general unique items have gotten buffed, and some have gotten significantly buffed. You can apply a Divine Orb to get these new values, or you can just buy them, the new ones from trade, but keep in mind, now we're going to have 2 versions of items on trade, so be careful when you buy items to see what you buy, so you don't get tricked into buying a multiple divine item just in order for it to be a nerfed version or previous version. Now, full list, of course, as I said there. Bug fixes, there's plethora of bug fixes when it comes to those. Like, it's just a silly amount of bug fixes to even list. And controller improvements and bug fixes as well. That's a very, very significant list. But the most notable thing for controllers is you can now get item filters. So if you want to get my item filter that you can see me play with, it is on my profile. This is my profile, 4896. I will also link it down in the description so you guys can access it and then follow the item filter and such. But yes, there's also like some localization fixes, microtransactions, which is great. So they've been applied, and some things that haven't still gotten into, like Una songs, multiple respawns to other pinnacle bosses, and stash tabs. That is the short recap. Now for the anything else, I haven't found anything for, as an example, Hoa gloves, as everyone was expecting them to be nerfed. Surprisingly, they didn't get nerfed, but they actually got a 3D art. That's it. So they aren't, they haven't been nerfed, but the general uniques have gotten buffed. So I suppose those major offenders and things like attribute stacking and such, they're going to get reworked for when they said we're going to get like an economy reset and such. So I expect them to be fixed then. So far, what I've read, I am extremely excited about the game. I want to see how the experience goes, because experience has been a drag right now. But I will also make other videos about juicing the maps and content and how to do it to get like a little bit more experience from things. So I'll keep you posted. But this is the recap for the patch notes. They have been actually excellent, and I can't wait to play the patch tomorrow. Like today, we're still patchless, so it should be tomorrow, which should be then Friday 17th that the patch should be released. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you guys had fun with this little recap. They're shorter now. I figured people don't want to watch like a half-an-hour video plus for like me semi-reading through patch notes. But anyways, if you want to see more content, it's of course in the description below. It's on my website as well. I'll update that one as we go. Thank you so much for watching, for subbing, for liking the videos. Hope you have a great one, and I will see you in the next PoE video or stream.